Yeah, I'll react to that, sure. Hi guys. Marco Pierre White, recipe for roast beef with Yorkshire pudding and gravy. Let's do it.
One of my favourite lunches of the week is Sunday lunch. And as a boy, I always loved roast beef with Yorkshire puddings. It was one of my favourites.
How is Sunday lunch any different from any other day lunch? I'm already saying stupid things, just...
If I'm going to roast a joint, my favourite is always the rib. So here we have a rib, as you can see, from the sirloin into the rib. A little olive oil or a little dripping, it's your choice what you use. I like my beef medium rare. I don't always use a meat probe,
Same.
but sometimes I do. So with this joint, what I would do is take it to 44 degrees Celsius, bring it out, wrap it in tinfoil, meat probe back in, and allow it to build to 48 degrees Celsius. So it's doing two things. It's taking it to where I want it, and secondly, the meat's resting. You could roast your rib on the bone. It just makes life a lot more difficult.
That was so weird. As soon as I heard the sizzle and saw the meat hit the pan, I started like saliva just like poured into my mouth.
It's much easier in the pan to give it a bit of colour, but really to get heat inside the joint. If you buy your joint off the bone, it's always good to ask a butcher for a few bones. We use them as a natural trivet. In with our bones.
I want to make a weed joke, but
The
it's
next
just
best
too
thing
easy.
being cooked on the bone is a few bones underneath. Then, when the beef's resting, we'll use those bones to make our gravy.
Oh,
so
guys.
As you can see,
You can eat the marrow inside of bones, can't you? I saw it on like a primitive people, one of those like really like the first man documentaries where like we still kind of look like apes, or we are apes. And like they would crack bones and get the marrow. So like I wonder if it's tasty. Like, can you crack it open and then like take the marrow out and like put it on the grill or something?
caramelised our beef, taken it out, in with the bones, which acts as a natural trivet, put the beef into the oven, cook for about 40-45 minutes, and then we'll make our gravy. Gravy is one of those things you have to make at the last minute, because what you want is the juices. So there's our bones, and we've got our sediment, strain off the juices. So as you can see there, I've drained off the fat and the sediment. A lot of people would just discard it, just use the sediment. When I was a boy, I used to make juices with the gras, the fat. It's delicious back in gravy, but that's optional again, it's your choice. When I was a boy, my father used to put the fat back in. There's our bones, some of the sediment, half a litre of Knorr rich beef stock pot. There's two trains of thoughts when it comes to seasoning.
Stock pot. I thought it was, so you guys have told me, and like the reason why I'm not getting copyrighted is because that might even be like this is like a commercial for those little like stock pot flavor pots, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. He's kind of like an everyday cook, but it's part of the whole spiel. Got it.
Some people season at the start of cooking, some people season at the end of cooking, and I'm with that theory. Season afterwards, not before, because there's no way seasoning can penetrate into the middle of that joint. And with the rich beef being so good, it does the job for you. And now what we have, just a tiny bit of corn flour. Again, and you make your gravy as heavy or as light as you wish. I'm not a person who likes really heavy gravy, but I like texture. And there's my roasting juices.
That's called braising, right?
There's our joint. As you can see, I like to carve my beef thick. By carving it nice and generous, you retain texture, heat, flavour. And when meat's so good, it doesn't have to be sliced very thin because it's tender anyway.
Look, I might be it's frowned upon to like eat a piece of meat like this like you would an apple, but sometimes I've done that with like a fillet. Just like eat it like an apple. It could be like rude or something, but like if I'm eating alone and I cook a steak, like I'm an animal when I eat. All right, when I go out, like when I'm by myself, when I'm with other people, I try and, but when I'm by myself, I like to shove my face, and I don't mind using my hands. Yeah, go.
Roast beef on Sunday without Yorkshire puddings is not a proper lunch. You have to make great puddings and great gravy.
Put some of it
So
on
there's
the
our
on the
roast beef,
on the
Yorkshire pudding and gravy.
popovers. So Yorkshire puddings, they look exactly like popovers, which I think they are. It's just the American word for it, I suppose. So pudding is like anything you bake, I think. I'm gonna have a PhD in British terminology by in a few years. Never mind. That was forget what I said. Delicious. I would love to have that right now. All right. Shall we watch another? I'll do it later. Beef and Guinness stew. I saw that. Yeah, I'll do another one next time, guys. All right. Hope you're doing well. Chin up. You'll be good soon. See ya.